Are we to interpret this to occur exactly on the day calculated from the actual birth of Israel on May 14th, 1948, as far as when Christ will return? The answer is no. This will be explained in more greater detail later on in my presentation. But I do believe that the second coming will occur sometime in the 70th Jewish year after Israel became a nation. Since the Jewish religious year starts on Nisan 1st, then Jesus should return between March 28th, 2017 and March 17th, 2018. So are there any other prophecies that collaborate with Zechariah's vision dating the end of the age to today's time period? There are prophecies about Tyre and Sidon that can be tied into the beginning of the tribulation period. Tyre and Sidon were once prominent Phoenician cities and centers for world trade. From 1200 BC to 800 BC, they were at their peak. Despite being defeated by the Babylonian, Persian, and the Greek kingdom under Alexander the Great, they have still remained today as cities. What links them together today is the nation Lebanon, which declared its independence on November 21st, 1941. Tyre and Sidon today are the third and fourth largest cities of that nation. The prophet Isaiah said, "At that time, Tyre will be forgotten for 70 years, the span of a king's life. But at the end of the 70 years, it will happen to Tyre as the song of the prostitute." Isaiah 23:18 states, "At the end of the 70 years, the Lord will deal with Tyre. She will return to her hire as a prostitute and ply her trade with all the kingdoms and face of the earth. Yet her profit and her earnings will be set apart for the Lord." So if we add 70 Jewish prophetic years from November 1941, when Lebanon declared itself a nation, we end up somewhere between March 16th, 2010 until April 5th, 2011. For the beginning of the 7-year tribulation period. This just happens to line up exactly with Zechariah's end times visions for the return of Christ in conjunction with the end times and the apocalypse. That prophecy should end sometime between 2017 or 18. And the separation between the two visions is exactly 7 years, which is the described tribulation period. Many may argue that Isaiah's vision for Tyre has already been fulfilled. Yet, within the vision, immediately after the discussion on Tyre, Isaiah discusses the second coming wrath. "See, the Lord is going to lay waste the earth and devastate it, and therefore earth's inhabitants are burnt up, and very few are left." If there is any further doubt to the vision's end-time application, it concludes with the words, quote, "The moon will be abashed, and the sun ashamed, for the glory of the Lord will reign on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, and before its elders gloriously." The prophet Ezekiel describes a future king of Tyre with splendor analogous to Satan before the fall. Words like, quote, "You were the model of perfection. Precious stones adored you. Yet Tyre, like Satan, will fall by your many sins and dishonest trade. You have desecrated your sanctuaries. You have come to a horrible end and will be no more." Why does Ezekiel link Tyre and Sidon? It just so happens that Antichrist's headquarters will be located directly inland from the city of Tyre. Both will benefit from the dishonest world trade during the tribulation period. Antichrist's headquarters in the middle of tribulation will be on Mount Hermon, otherwise called Mount Samaria or Bashan or the hills of Ephraim.